I done this so many times, but I never done it in camera. So that's the difference. So I have the peer pressure right now. Oh wow, a Flintstone steak. Yeah, I grew up with this. That's the beautiful thing. I grew up in Colombia, so I will see these guys in cartoons. I'm gonna cook this T-bone steak with some papas criollas and avocado sauce. Made with avocado, with tomatoes, with peppers. Actually, this pepper is from my garden. And that's really exciting because when the peppers start showing up, that means that the summer started. This T-bone steak will go really nice with this chelada because this chelada has some tomato, lime juice, so pretty summery. You know, will go really, really nice with this steak. I think that is a perfect fit. Usually when you buy these pieces of meat, they give you like wrap in butcher paper. I like to remove it from there and put it in a resting rack the day before to air dry. That will help us to create a beautiful and perfect roast. A piece of meat as thick as this, we have to put a lot of salt, but I like the simple way that Basque people do their chuletones. Salt by now. Now we're gonna put some oil, just a little bit. We have to make sure that this pad is really, 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 really hot because if it's not hot, we are not producing the beautiful sear that we want. But personally, for me, after living in San Sebastian, Spain, where my family, my in-law family is how their food is so simple because they respect the product. So when you have such an amazing product, you don't need anything else. You just need salt, a really, really good salt. When the crust is forming, the most important thing is just to leave it as if. I will say maybe 3 to 5 minutes, no more than that. Cooking with me, the right way to learn it is with your intuition. You know, using your senses, how things smell, how things sound, you know, how things feel. Okay, guys, I'm ready to flip.
All right.
Okay, so now we're gonna check and to see. You can see this. So now we're gonna do it again on this side. That's what I'm looking for, this beautiful sear, this beautiful Maillard reaction on the meat that actually also is flavor. That's flavor. Yes, that's what I want, that it looks sexy, yeah. That's me being an OCD with cleaning. So we put like a spoon of ghee, garlic, so I think that for this piece of meat, I'm not gonna do more than 10 minutes on the oven. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this beautiful piece of meat and we're gonna put it on the oven to finish cooking. Okay, so now the next step is to cook our papas criollas. Papas criollas are really important for the Colombian identity. I don't know if you know, but you know, potatoes are from South America, from Los Andes. And these potatoes are really important for us because when you go to a piqueteadero or you make ajiaco, those are the potatoes that we use. Unfortunately, we can find them fresh in the United States, but we can source them frozen from many different Latin American retails. I'm gonna put them here on a cheap tray and I'm gonna cook them in the oven. I'm gonna put some olive oil and then I'm gonna cook them in the oven. The flavor profile is a little bit more buttery, grainy. They're so yummy. I mean, as soon as you try a yellow potato or papa criolla, it's no way back, people. I'm sorry. Sounds like soundbite, Afrobeat. So now we're gonna make our avocado sauce. There is no a recipe for that. The way that I do them is with whatever fresh yummy that I have on my fridge. Onions, some cilantro, some lime juice. I like a lot of lime on my salsas. If you don't eat cilantro, you can use any herb, like parsley works too. There is some Cuban peppers that I grew in my garden. Those are not spicy at all, they're yummy. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of serrano to add a little bit of kick. But for me, this sauce have to be like fresh. I'm gonna do some garlic. I'm gonna cook this a little bit more smaller. the frozen avocados. When you make any sauce with avocado, you have to immediately eat it. I don't know the science behind that, but for this specific one, I can guarantee you that this salsa is not gonna become dark after a few days on the fridge. I can guarantee that. I'm Latina, you know, so everything that we do is just like garlic and onions and peppers. That's our flavor. Olive oil, salt. You don't want to keep this forever on the blender because you don't want them to heat up. It's cold, like a smoothie. You can imagine if I put this in a bowl, it start getting dark. I mean, sometimes people said that the secret ingredient is love, and there's no anything more true than that. I think that we are energy, and believe it or not, you know, one time I was having this reflection, you know, about alquimia. That's the word in Spanish. It's when you have the power to transform things in gold. It's a fact because cooking is the closest thing of that science. You know, it's when we can transform things. The energy always is right. I cannot cook anything for anybody if I'm not in the right mindset. So that's why I practice like breathing. How can I bring myself in that mindset even though when I don't want to have to? Look how beautiful green this salsa looks. Yeah, dime action, cut. Eso. Now we're gonna remove the potatoes. We're gonna use ghee again for the potatoes. So I'm gonna just to put the potatoes here because I want them to give them some color in the cast iron. I'm speaking from my heart because that's the only language that I know. So now we put the salt. The whole idea of this is get a little bit of texture. It's not gonna be the same texture as we deep fry it, but it's gonna give a little bit of color and texture as well. They're gonna look like beautiful, chic, sexy. Hi, my name is Stephanie and this is my master class. So we're gonna cook close to the bone. So you can see the meat is rested, still red, yummy. I'm going to flip this way for having better grip for me. We have this strip here. Don't serve anything that I don't try first. So now we have our T-bone steak cooked in the cast iron. I usually like to put some molten salt on top of things. So we put here the papas criollas, and that's the way that we eat like carne asada in Colombia. And then I'm gonna put some of these, as you can see, still green, avocado sauce with some cilantro on top. I'm gonna taste it, but to tell you the truth, that will be the most exciting part to taste. El huesito. If you haven't tried papas criollas, I encourage you to do it. You can make a puree with some chives too. They taste delicious with some butter. You get to try a little bit of a taste of Colombia too. Any piece of meat in general is really special because this is my language of love with my father-in-law. You know, they live in Ohio, and every time that I go to visit them, I choose a tomahawk, a T-bone, or a chuletón, as the way that they call it. And that's the way that I show love to him. Good job, Steph.